Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. So, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I thought this week I would do a smorgasbord of ideas, video thoughts for the day. And I was laughing about something that our daughter Gracie did at the age of 5 recently. She wasn't 5 recently, she's like a lot older than that. But recently I was laughing at something she did at the age of 5 that's relevant on the issue of choices. Now, you and I make choices all the time. You will make choices today. Heavens, one choice is whether or not to listen to the rest of the video. One choice is what you're going to eat. One choice is what you're going to wear, what you're going to say, what you're going to watch, what you're going to do, how hard you're going to work, how hard you're not going to work. All your choices, all sorts of choices. So this choice story happened when our little 5-year-old is going through the Indian buffet line, and it's her first time to eat Indian food, and I'm helping her get her food. Now, Becky is helping Rachel get her food, and Will is kind of getting his own food. I mean, he's like 9 or whatever, and he has no trouble getting his food. So I get Gracie and I get her food, and I get her things that I think she'll like from the buffet. And then I sit her down at the booth where we were, and I go back to try to make sure that Will doesn't need help, or Becky doesn't need help, or Rachel doesn't need help. And I mean, I'm line of sight. It's not like I left my kid alone in the restaurant. I'm line of sight, but I go back. Well, as I'm walking back to the table, helping with Rachel and all, I realized Gracie got up. She's not there. I turn around and I see Gracie returning from the buffet line with her plate. And I said, honey, what were you doing? What's going on? And she said, well, Daddy, I took a bite of the chicken and I didn't like it, so I put it back. Yeah. So I don't know what to do. You know, they don't teach this in parenting class. So I turn around and I go back to the buffet line. Well, the chicken was in this big old buffet pan vat of brown gravy. And I'm kind of taking the tool and fishing around trying to find the chicken that has the teeth marks of the 5-year-old girl on it. I can't anymore find that chicken than the man in the moon. Choices. What did Gracie want to eat, and what didn't she, and what was she going to do about it? The choices of a 5-year-old. Now, I can't get upset with her. Her heart was in the right place. She didn't want to waste food, even though in the process she wound up wasting a lot more food. And it amazes me how sometimes our choices, even if they're wrong, can be understandable if they're made with the right heart. For example, in John chapter 18, the story is told about Jesus about to be arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane. This is before his crucifixion. And his impetuous follower, Peter, takes his sword out and lops off the right ear of the chief priest's servant. And Jesus is like, Peter, what are you doing? You know, I think the comment by Jesus is, am I not going to drink the cup that my Father has for me to drink? You know, stop it. And Jesus takes the ear and heals the man on the spot. You know, Peter made a choice that was not a good choice, but it wasn't out of malice. It wasn't out of a bad heart. He thought he was doing the right thing. It just wasn't the right choice. And I know at times we don't make the right choices in this life. But I also know that we have a God who is looking at our heart and our intent. And he judges us based upon our heart and our intent. And we can make bad choices at times when our heart's right, and he'll fix those bad choices. The Proverbs say it this way: if we'll acknowledge the Lord in all of our ways and we'll seek him, he will make our paths straight, even if we're walking crooked paths. And so intent is really important. Now, that doesn't mean that you can now have a good heart and just do stupid things. We want to make wise choices. Chachma is the Hebrew word for wisdom. We want to have that wisdom. Sophia, the English name, comes from wisdom, and the Greek. We want wisdom, but boy, you got to have a good heart. And if you got a good heart, God will work on your choices for you. That's your video thought for today. I'll see you tomorrow.